I've watched some videos on YouTube lately about serpent worship, the idea that the earliest goddesses were those connected with serpents. And I found them very interesting and informative, but I thought they didn't mention a couple of obvious reasons why snakes would be associated with things like death, rebirth, immortality, healing, and so on, and why they should always be the guardians of the fruit of immortality in various mythologies. The big reason is that there are certain species of snakes which, other than monitor lizards, are the most highly evolved animals, the closest to humans, which still reproduce parthenogenetically, that is, by virgin birth. So these species of snakes have only females. They have eggs which start dividing without ever coming in contact with sperm. And for the reason they clone themselves, and they are essentially genetically immortal. They change only very slowly through mutation. This means that the snake can be a symbol of immortality. And it can also be an excellent guardian of a garden, because a snake not only doesn't need to eat the fruit of immortality, because certain species of them are genetically immortal already, but snakes don't eat plants, period. They're almost exclusively carnivorous. So they're good things to have around in your garden. They're quiet. They eat things like insects and rodents which would otherwise prey upon the plants. They don't dig burrows of their own, although they do go down other burrows to hunt the rodents. They don't produce very many droppings because they have a very slow metabolic rate, and they don't chew on anything. They just swallow stuff whole if they want to eat it. So they wouldn't ruin the bark of your tree of life if that's what you were growing in your garden. In the Bible, Eve is the one that the serpent speaks to, and I think this is because she's a woman. And the serpent is the one associated with female immortality, but gives her very bad advice as to how she should pursue immortality by imitating God. So, in the Bible, the closest things to clones are Eve, because she's made of a cutting of Adam, and a clone is a cutting. You take a piece off a plant and it starts to grow on its own. The other one is Jesus, because he is born of a virgin. So first we have humanity thrown out of the garden for listening to the advice of the snake, and then presumably redeemed because the Savior is born from someone who's imitating the same process of birth as certain species of parthenogenetic snakes.